What up, people? Um, Here with a video of sorts. Not going to be in front of the camera this time. Um, these are two of my Sega Genesis that currently exist in my possession, and hopefully, at some point soon, or at some point in the future, will no longer be in my possession. Um, the reason I'm making this video is Uh, I would say a couple years ago, I happened to buy a number of Sega Genesis, and I didn't really know what to do with them. So, for me, I started doing uh, refurbishings. A couple of them didn't work. There's still one more that I have to work on. Um, and it looks like it's been modded, so I don't really know how successful I'm going to be. Undoing the work that seems to already have been done inside the console already, to get it working again. But anywho, after I mod them, and you can see both of these are really dirty. They both need to be taken back apart and cleaned, and there's some scuff here. um After I do that, I've done this with a couple systems. I paint them. So this is the Genesis that I painted most recently. The other being one from our personal collection, which I don't need to get rid of because um, I feel like in my mind I only need one Sega Genesis, and this one I was really inspired by Knuckles Chaotix and Metal Sonic, and the bad end if you don't get all the I don't know. What was it? I think it's Chaos Emeralds in that game, but I really don't know what you collect in those special stages. Uh that shows you I haven't got the good ending on the game yet. Um yeah, but this is the top Sonic, well, Robot Sonic, what I was going for, or Dark Sonic, whatever. Um, the flames and the lightning bolt. Bonus points if you guess what that's from, and infinite childhood points. I didn't really paint the cartridge side because I don't know. I didn't really see the need to. And here's the bottom, and I didn't paint the expansion slot, which um that was just a choice based off of the first one I did, where I did paint the cartridge slot, and I painted it while it was connected to the system, which made it hard to take apart if somebody were to get like a Sega CD. Um, and I just wanted to make it easy for someone who had a Sega CD attachment to be able to take this off. And since you won't really be looking at the bottom anyway, uh, it's really just kind of a secondary choice type thing. And Nintendo 64, which I painted based off of Pokemon, Mew, Celebi, Umbreon, and Umbreon was kind of hard to paint, kind of on this plane, and the on-off switch is Umbreon's leg, which gets disconnected when you turn it off. So every time you turn off this N64, you break Umbreon's leg. Shame on you. This is all working condition, refurbished, cleaned internally and externally. Um, Bottom painted as well. Did not paint the little thingy things right here because you take them off when you paint them. So underneath them is green, but these aren't. And yeah, just didn't see it as a necessary choice. Um, and here's the front. So the reason I'm making this video is mainly to ask if you think that you know, when it comes to retro systems, that uh, giving them a new paint job or uh, changing the physical appearance takes away from the system. Is it retro gamer blasphemy, so to speak, um, in terms of taking these systems? This one obviously has scuffs. They probably could be buffed out, but I'm not. Uh, I'd rather wash the whole system and then like paint it and do something related to these systems. Um, and you know, uh, it's just something I'm wondering. And the last one is this Nintendo 64, which I'm wondering, since this one is limited, like the translucent ones are very limited, would someone consider this blasphemous, or you know um or would this be acceptable? you know uh this one in particular, this was much like the Genesis below it. It had various scratches on the system, and I didn't want to take away from the finish on the system, but there were scratches here. There were scratches like where all the paint was. There were really deep scratches, and I buffed some of them out, and I had to go in with underpaintings, um, with the underpainting, a couple layers of gesso underneath, and the cartridge bay door to this is also damaged. So like that will go down, but it won't automatically come back up. So this one wasn't in really good condition when I got it. Um, and mainly there were just scratches like all here, like where the green part is, there were just scratches, and there were scratches here. And the main reason, I really didn't initially want to paint this at first, but there were just enough scratches, and there were just enough scratches in enough places that I wanted to cover this up. Um, Nothing on the bottom, nothing like really on the front, except for the green paint that is there. Um, and the designs kind of go over to the side. And I really just wanted to keep this design fairly simple, because I was really only doing this as a cosmetic paint job to cover up um, the scratches on this translucent system. And I don't think, like, I don't own any translucent paint or anything like that. And I don't know if there were other ways to do this, but since I am a painter, you know, it's what I do. And, since they were scratched up, I just decided to do that. Now, with that being said, I'm can like I haven't figured out how to do it for controllers yet. So like this 64 controller, this is my 64 controller, memory card, all that. I only have one memory card and one translucent controller, so this is my personal controller. Um Still works and all that. I wouldn't do anything to that controller. Now, something like this, where I replaced the analog stick on this controller already, um, it's kind of dirty. Could clean it up. I wouldn't possibly be open to doing something to this. The only X factor to that would be this is something that you constantly put your hands on. So like, you know, um, I paint I painted the consoles with acrylic paint, and I also put a layer of varnish on it. And I'm not sure how well that would be against somebody like, I mean, it wouldn't sweat off, but it also probably would not feel comfortable in somebody's hands if they were gaming and they were sweating, their palms are sweating for a couple hours and whatnot, and it would probably feel disgusting. So, yeah, that's really just about it. All those systems I showed that were painted, I'm planning to get rid of. Um, I don't know if people would want them. So I wanted to make a video where I showed them off. I kind of go into, you know, what's on the system, why I kind of made those cosmetic choices. I think I only really went into why I made the cosmetic choice for the translucent 64, but you know, thematically, I just liked Pokemon and I wanted to do that on the system. But just let me know. Um, Probably, like, I'm probably going to paint these after I wash them thoroughly and come up with some ideas for these systems. Uh, just because Sega is such a diverse system, Sonic was a mascot, but there were a number of Sega exclusive characters in the '90s, and I don't think I would. I'm not sure if I would make another Sonic Sega again. But just let me know what you think, and I'll see you later, guys.